My name is Jonathan Evans, and I'm going to talk to you about the MSc in Translation and Intercultural Communication at Glasgow. I'm currently reader in Translation Studies here in the College of Arts and Humanities, and I'm the program lead for the Masters in Translation and Intercultural Communication. So the program is modular. It consists of multiple different courses that you build together to reflect your own interests. So there are two core courses, one in the autumn semester and one in the spring semester. The first of these is about translation studies, and it will give you an overview of key ideas about translation, both textual and linguistic translation, and more metaphorical approaches to translation and text transfer more globally. The second semester, we look at intercultural communication, and we consider figures such as the migrant, the international student, managing across cultures, as well as consumption across cultures, to give you a good foundation in understanding how intercultural communication shapes all of our lives and ways you can use it in the workplace and also as a theoretical framework for further study. So we have multiple different options that you can take, and you take 2 each semester, which effectively means that you take 4 overall. So we have several options within the Translation and Intercultural Communication program. These include subtitling and media accessibility, where we look at how to subtitle, but also think about it in the wider frame of media accessibility. So that includes subtitling for the deaf and hard of hearing, dubbing, but also accessibility processes in cinemas and in film festivals, thinking about how do we make media accessible to the widest public. Marketing media across culture looks at the ways in which marketing, news, and other forms of media, especially electronic media, are altered as they move across cultures. So we're interested in localization and transcreation and ways in which people adapt media texts and marketing texts to reach different audiences. Literary translation studies focuses on literature and draws from a range of colleagues across the School of Modern Languages and Cultures. And each one presents different case studies, and these include things such as translating nonsense, experimental translation practices, or historical translation practices. One of our new modules is Introduction to Interpreting, and this is going to look at especially at liaison and consecutive interpreting, and we'll give students a mix of practical tasks to do for interpreting, but also theoretical skills in order to become a better reflective practitioner. Finally, we have 2 practical translation workshops that run in semester 1 and in semester 2. Where students are going to be working together to do translations, looking at how translation practice has been affected by machine translation, generative AI, and how they can improve their own practice, but also understand how their practice fits into changes within the industry and into the wider world of intercultural communication. You can also take 1 class from across the College of Arts and Humanities as one of your options. So you could do 3 from translation studies and 1 from somewhere else. That might be comparative literature, that might be English literature, that might be cultural policy, or any of the others available in the College of Arts and Humanities. In the summer, you do a dissertation, and that can take the form of a traditional dissertation, such as a long essay, or it can be a practical project with a reflective component, such as a translation and commentary, or any other form of practice-led research that would involve creating a substantial practical piece and a commentary on it. So why should you choose this program? Well, it combines theory and practice, and it positions translation, interpreting, and subtitling within the wider world of intercultural communication, and that allows you to mix both creative and critical assessments, but also gives you a good sense of the wider worlds in which you can practice interlingual mediation. There's a lot of small group teaching, and you really have a lot of freedom to explore your own areas of interest through choosing the different courses, but also within the courses, bringing in your own examples, focusing the essays and assessments on the areas that you really want to work on. So you can really focus down into the areas that are of most interest to you. There is a strong employability focus to the program, as we've talked about, and there will be lots of practical assignments that help build towards understanding the world of work. There is a lot of academic support at the University of Glasgow for essay writing, for writing new types of assessment that you've not encountered before. And the environment in SMLC is very positive at postgraduate level. It's very friendly. You will get to talk to and mingle with students on other programs and meet and talk to students working on PhDs and other research degrees. So many of our students have gone on to work in the translation and language industry. Some have gone on to video game localization or subtitling, but also they've worked in teaching, in the wider creative industries, in project management, and in other areas through graduate training schemes. A small number of our students do go on to study PhDs, often in literature or in translation, and the program will set you up to also do a PhD in areas such as intercultural communication. So if this sounds good and you want to come join us here at Glasgow, then you need to go look at our website, which I'm not going to read out. But if you search Glasgow MSc Translation Intercultural Communication, it'll lead you here. And all of the information about how to apply is there, with fees, English qualifications, and everything else that you need to know about. So the way in which learning and teaching works in Glasgow then is it's very much about active learning and seminar discussion, which is facilitated by us having quite small classes. So you'll always be talking to other students, developing your own ideas through conversation. We have excellent library resources, both here at Glasgow and accessible nearby with the National Library of Scotland. We have access to various different types of software, such as translation software and subtitling software. And the program really brings together a lot of expertise from across the School of Modern Languages and Cultures. So you're getting lots of different input throughout the program that will help you to, again, develop your own ideas, get a better understanding of the materials. So if you want more information about the program in a bit more detail, here's the program website again. And if you do have any questions, please write to smlc-pgadmin@glasgow.ac.uk, and any questions that they can answer, they will answer, and any academic questions will be passed on to me. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this has whetted your appetite for the MSc in Translation and Intercultural Communication here at Glasgow. Glasgow has lots of presence on social media where you can find out more about what's happening in the college and get to see the beautiful campus that we work on. So thank you very much. I hope to see you soon.